church knows where to find us. There's no secret to what makes a church flourish and be successful. Commitment to the simple principles that Paul spells out in those few short verses that I read are behind every successful ministry. And by successful, I don't mean big budgets or big buildings or big programs or paved parking lots or whatever. I'm talking about success being measured by our faithfulness to the good news, by our reflection of Christ's character in our lives,
Yes.
and in all that this church does and represents. Finally, I think a highly effective church is a church that touches the world around it with the good news of Jesus Christ. If the good news of the gospel is not the center of a church's ministry, they will never, ever succeed. What kind of things do you hear about churches these days? Pick up the paper, read, watch the news. Most of us here have been around enough to know that good news travels fast, but bad news travels faster.
Yes.
How many churches have you heard about that are going through some kind of difficulty or shot the pastor or had some sort of scandal break out and just lost everything? I think it's tragic when the reputation of a church becomes a barrier to the faith rather than a doorway to faith. What a joy it was for Paul to be able to write to this church. People are talking about you. People are talking about you. It's good talk, not bad talk, good talk. They're saying good things about you. We don't even have to say anything about you, he writes. Your faith is well known everywhere we go. Do people say that about New Day? I hope so. I hope so. I pray that New Day will continue to strive to make an impact on our community in the name of Jesus Christ. That we will always be an open, inclusive, and affirming of all God's people. That we are going to show the good news that we have been given in our daily lives and everything that we say and do. But you know, at the end of the day, what's really wonderful about these characteristics of highly effective churches, did I say you had to have a multi-million-dollar budget? Did I say you had to have a membership of 500 or more? Where two or more are gathered in my name, I am in their presence.
Yes, Lord.
We were promised. A highly effective church does not have to be a mega church. It doesn't have to have multi-million-dollar budgets. It doesn't have to have programs out the wazoo. It just has to have Jesus Christ as the center.
Yes, Lord.
A highly effective church, in Paul's terms, can be a church that gives itself fully to the characteristics that he described in his letter. Now, the integration and living out of those characteristics, that's hard. It's hard business to do those 7 things. But the secret is all spelled out for us right there. My prayer is that God will give us the grace to grow in these characteristics so that we can touch our world with faith and hope and love, and that one day people won't be able to stop talking about us. So like Mr. Keating, I would challenge each of us to seize the day. Seize today. Let's make a difference in our community by being the highly effective church that God has called us to be. The church that He has called into existence in the name of Jesus Christ. So Carpe Diem.